Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to go over the top 15 neighborhoods in Metro Jacksonville, Florida, based on research from niche.com. Thanks for sticking around, friends. As you may know, or maybe you don't know, we as realtors are not allowed to discuss what neighborhoods are great, what neighborhoods are good, what neighborhoods we think you would like. We're not allowed to talk about crime. We're not allowed to talk about schools. These are all things that we have restrictions on based on the laws. But the one thing I can let you know is some things I've discovered on a website called niche.com. And niche.com, it actually does the research, and the people in the community are the ones that put the information in, and it's gathered by them, not by me, and I'm just sharing with you what some of the residents in this area have shared about the communities. And also they do their research with a lot of different resources about their schooling systems, the education levels in the neighborhood. They get information about the median income, the how much education the homeowners have, how many people are renters versus owners. So they dive really deep into some data points. Today, I'm going to share with you the top 15. There are a lot of different cities and communities and neighborhoods here in Metro Jacksonville. As you may or may not know, Metro Jacksonville, Florida is the largest city by square mile than any other city within the United States of America. So you can only imagine how many options and communities and neighborhoods and suburbs we have here. We have a lot. So this video could go on and on. So I decided just to do the top 15. And if you stick around, you'll hear all 15. And today I'm starting at 15. So I'm gonna switch off me and show you my computer screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So friends, the number 15 community that has been selected by niche.com is San Jose Forest. Now San Jose Forest, as you can see right here, this is the St. Johns River. So here is St. Jose Forest. It is south of downtown, and it's on the eastern side of the St. Johns River. If we look at the overall rating for the report card, it's an A+. They have some of the best schools in this community, and their homes are averaging $469,000. The median rent is $976. I think that's a little low. And the rent's only 14%. The owners in this community, there's 86% ownership in this community. So if you see here on the map, it's a very small community. Not a lot here as far as options to live. When you consider living in this community, it's a small population. 1,766. Number 14 on one of the top 15 in the Metro Jacksonville area is World Golf Village. Now, World Golf Village is actually in St. Augustine, Florida. You can see by the map that it's right off of I-95. This is in the southern part. After you are coming through Jacksonville, you would hit World Golf Village on I-95. You're very close to the ocean here. As you can see, there's St. Augustine, Vilano Beach. And this community overall from Niche is given an A+ grade. They have over 22,137 people in this suburb. It is in St. Johns County. The median real estate home value is $382,300. The median rent is $1,872. And we have more owners than renters, and 89 ownership and 11% renters. They consider this a sparse suburban area. You definitely need a car to get around. They don't have bus systems. And if you look here at the map, you're close to shopping. You have Costco here. You have BJ's. There's all kinds of golfing, and you're close to the river here. And of course, not too far from the ocean. And it's nice being close to I-95 corridor, so you can get to northern part of Florida, farther north or farther south. And you can also get on the 95 and get over to I-4 to get over to Orlando and Tampa area as well. So this is number 14 on our list. Number 13 on our list is Southside. Now, what is the Southside? Southside is the south part of Jacksonville. This particular area of town, they're calling this Southside here, and really Southside is a lot bigger than this area. When an actual person who lives here says they live in the South Side, they're not thinking of just this area, because this is downtown here. These are 3 of the bridges. So this particular picture is showing this part of Jacksonville, and we do not call that the South Side. But this particular neighborhood is A+ overall. Public schools, they give it a B. Housing, a C+. A for good families, good for families. And if you go down here, the population here is 2,751. They also are saying in the real estate world, which is my world, the median home value is $401,274. This is an urban feel. The median rent is $1,586. This is a very high rent area. As you can see, 72% are renters and only 28% are owners. So we have a lot of areas for rent in this area. And when you look at the South Side, this is what they are considering the South Side. So all the way from Homedale Road, down Atlantic, up across 95, and then down here through the San Marco area. When you talk to a local, they're not going to call that the South Side. So that's why when you're looking at places like this, you want to work with someone who knows the city. And that is definitely not what we would call the South Side. If you want to look at a bigger map, let me just give you an idea. When someone says they live on the South Side, they're really referring to almost everything from this 113 all the way into this community. Like this whole area and lower is considered the South Side. If you look at Jacksonville as a whole, you'll see we have this big 295 corridor. This highway goes all around like a clock. They're calling that little piece right here South Side. But when we think about South Side, we think about all this. All this here is considered the South Side. So we'll have to take that into consideration when you're making a decision to move into a community in Jacksonville. As you can see how huge it is. You need someone like me to help you and guide you through the process. Let's move on to number 12. Number 12 ranked neighborhood according to niche.com is Bay Meadows. Now this here is Bay Meadows. It's in between 295, the 202 Butler, and coming down the lower part, we're all here, they're giving it an A plus. They're giving it a B for public schools, a B plus for housing, an A good for families, A plus for nightlife, A plus for diversity. The population in this community is 15,178, and the median home value is 166,756. The median rent is 1,494, and you see that it's an urban-suburban mix. It has 79% renters and 21% owners. And number 11 from niche.com's interviews with community people who live here is Windy Hill. Windy Hill. It's been given an A plus overall. We have B minus for your public schools, B plus for housing, A is good for families, A minus for nightlife, and an A5 for diversity. Population of 15,079. The median home value is $214,683. The median rent, $1,536. It's an urban feel, and 67% of the community is renters. The other percentage, 33 are owners, 33% owners. So this here gate, you have theaters, you have car dealerships, you have great restaurants, shopping, hotels. Go over here, you have the University of North Florida. You have one of the biggest malls here, over 1 million, but you do have a lot of renters because of the university, and that's where some of the students, when they want to live off campus, they'll live in through here. And you're not too far from the beach. If you take a drive, you're 10 to 15 minutes from Jacksonville Beach. Here we are in top 10 according to niche.com. Miramar is number 10 on the list, and here we are right here. So this is south of downtown on the St. Johns River. A lot of the homes here are much older homes. Some of those older homes, they're selling for $700,000-800,000, and there's homes right along the river that are $2-3 million. So this is about location. Overall, niche grade for this community is an A plus. It gives the public schools a B, housing is A minus, A for good for families, A for nightlife, and C plus for diversity. There's only 4,300 plus in this area. The real estate median sale price is $642,183 with a median rent of $1,153. They consider this a sparse suburban area. Only 13% of this community is renters and 87% are owners. This is downtown right here. This is Miramar. This is the St. Johns River. This is the beach all the way to the right. So number 10 is Miramar. Number 9 is Deerwood. Now Deerwood, they have older brick homes and stucco homes. They have a lot of golf course communities. There are parks over here. A lot of the people who live here end up staying here for a very long time. It is a nice area. They consider this an A plus overall in the niche grade. The schools are a B plus, housing B plus. It's good for families. It has an A grade there. A minus for the nightlife and an A for diversity. The community itself only has 335 for the population. They do have the median home value as $334,696. It is an urban-suburban mix with the median rent for $1,571. And right now they're heavier on the renters than they are on the ownership here. You have a lot of professionals living in this area. It's not too far from other golf courses as well, shopping, of course, great restaurants, and you're about 15 minutes from the ocean. The community in the Metro Jacksonville area, according to niche.com, is Secret Cove. Now, Secret Cove is a little tiny spot in the south side, very close to where we were just looking. This is getting an overall report card from Niche as an A+. The public schools are a B, housing a B, an A for families, an A for nightlife, and an A for diversity. You can see the population is only 6,775,000. The median home value in this community is $369,838. We have $1,604 for your median rent, and there are more renters than there are owners, and they consider this area quite urban. Butler, this is the South Side Boulevard, this is Touchton, and this is Belfort. So in this community, you have hospitals, you have restaurants, you have single family homes, and along this area here, you have a lot of gated communities that are like apartments. So that's why you have more renters than you do have homeowners. But in through this area, you're going to have less apartments and more single family homes. Here we are, number 7 for the top 7 pick from niche.com. It's Jacksonville Beach, and as you can see, it's not actually in Jacksonville. It is its own community, its own mayor, its own government, all the fun stuff when it comes to legislation. They have it all on their own, but we have direct access to Jacksonville Beach off of 202, off of 10. There's a lot of different ways to get there. The A1A. Jacksonville Beach is number 7, so let's take a look. Overall, it's an A+. Their schools are A-, housing A-, A for families, A- for nightlife, and a B- for diversity. The population is only 25,888. The median home value is $492,981. The median rent is $1,735. We have a dense suburban feel, and there's 31% renters and 69% owners. There are small, tiny little concrete block homes. You have everything in this community. Right here, Beach Boulevard. They consider all this the ocean, Jacksonville Beach, and there are a lot of options here. You have free access to the ocean. So that's number 7 from niche.com. Top neighborhood in Metro Jacksonville is Avondale. Now, Avondale is closest to downtown Jacksonville. It has a lot of different style homes, a lot of old homes. It is in Duval. They are giving this an A+. We have a B- for your public schools. We have an A- for housing. We have an A for good for families, A- for nightlife, and a B for diversity. They have a lot of coffee shops, bars, parks. You really want to walk around, ride your bike. It's really quite pretty with the old trees, and the population is only 5,829. Your median home price value is $453,430. Your median rent is $1,409. They consider it dense suburban, and your rent is 27% are renters and 73% are owners. This is considered, downtown on this side here. So you have all the water here. Any of these homes along the water, you're going to have in the millions. You can see there's parks, restaurants, coffee shops. It's just a really, really cute part of town. This is number 6, our top 6 of favorite neighborhoods in the Metro Jacksonville area, according to niche.com. So, according to niche.com, number 5 neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida is Fruit Cove. Now, Fruit Cove is south of Mandarin, which is in the top 25, but we're not doing the top 25 here in the Metro Jacksonville area. When we look at Fruit Cove, we have $406,700 as your median home price. The median rent price is $2,136. 85% are owners, 15% are renters. They consider this rural because they're almost like feel of a vibe of the country. Not all of it, but most of it has that vibe. The population here is 35,333. This community is quite lovely. The number 4 is Fleming Island. It's getting an overall A+. It has an A+ for their public schools, A- for housing, A+ for the measurement of good for families, B for nightlife, and a B+ for diversity. Fleming Island is populated with 29,810. They consider this a suburban feel, and most residents do own their homes. The median home value price is $355,200. The median rent is $1,909, and 85% are considered owners. Sparse suburban. There's a lot of new construction going on in this area, a lot of new construction. Every time I go out there, there's one community after another being built, and they're really offering a lot of great incentives for you if you're looking for new construction. And I would be happy to schedule some tours for you out there, because I have toured community after community after community in this area, and there's a lot of choices. And right now, I would say this area is a little more affordable than some of the other areas. So a great choice if you're thinking of buying a home. There's Orange Park. You can see all of this here. This is all considered Fleming Island. You'd have quite a ways to get to the beach from Fleming Island. I would say a good 45 minutes to get to the beach, because you have to go up and over St. Augustine. So you're north of St. Augustine. But you have a quiet life, but all your amenities are there. So that's Fleming Island. And if you're interested in learning more about the new construction there, let me know. So the number 3 neighborhood, according to niche.com, in the Metro Jacksonville area is Palm Valley. So when you look at this little section here, this is Palm Valley. It's very close to the A1A, up into the 202, which is Butler Boulevard, and down close to 210. Very close to the ocean and the intercoastal. This community is getting an A+ overall in the niche grade, which is A+ for public schools, a B for housing, an A+ for that it is good for families, B for the nightlife, and B- for diversity. The population here is only 19,766. It is a suburb of Jacksonville. The median home value here for the real estate market is $604,200. They consider this area very sparse, suburban. The median rent is $1,717, and 80% of the homes here are occupied by homeowners, and only 19% are renters. And if you randomly want to just see some of the values here, let's just pick this bottom right and I will show you. This particular home is $1,120,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,200 square foot single family home. That is number 3 on niche.com. The number 2 neighborhood, according to niche.com, in the Metro Jacksonville area is a community called Deer Creek. Overall report card is A+. We have a B+ for the public school system, an A for housing, an A+ that it is good for families, B for the nightlife, and A+ for diversity. The population in this small little part of Jacksonville is 10,573, and it is right in the Duval County. I would say most of the people here are conservative. Your median home value price is $399,776. Your median rent is $1,711. The area is considered an urban-suburban mix. We have 28% renters and 72% homeowners that are residing here. On one side, on 95, you have the 9B here, and then you're going over closer to the Nocatee community. So this is Deer Creek, which is number 2 according to niche.com for a number 2 neighborhood in the Metro Jacksonville area. Drum roll, please. The number 1 neighborhood according to niche.com in the Metro Jacksonville area is Nocatee. Now, Nocatee is way over here. It is a vast community. It was a planned development by multiple designers and builders that got together to build this community. It is overall the number 1 place to raise a family in all of Florida. So A+ for their report card, A for their schools, B+ for their housing, A+ for a great place to raise a family, C+ for nightlife, and B for diversity. The population here is 22,950. The median home value is $500,390. The median rent is $3,500. They consider this sparse suburban. 86% of this community are homeowners living there, and 14% are renters. Those are 2 of the fees that you'll have to consider if you decide to move into this community. But this community overall is number 1 in the Metro Jacksonville and number 1 in Florida, Nocatee. Now that you've seen all top 15, is there a neighborhood here that you might consider living in? Maybe you already live here and you might want to move to another community within the Metro Jacksonville area. Well, being that I'm a realtor and I can help anybody, anywhere, but my sweet spot is Fernandina all the way to Palm Coast and everywhere in between. So if you're thinking of relocating to a new home, a new neighborhood, or perhaps you're new and you don't even live in Florida, but you're tired of the cold and the winter, well, guess what? Northeast Florida gets cool. As you can see, I'm sporting my turtleneck today because it's a little chilly. It's 56 degrees. We're at the end of January. Not so bad. It was in the 80s a few days ago. You won't hear me complaining. But I'm here. If you want to set up a consultation, I can help you make that decision and give you some information that might be useful to you to make a plan in order to get down here or come up here from South Florida, because we have a lot of people moving here from South Florida. Let me know. So make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and if this video isn't for you, I've gone into detail over here just in one of those neighborhoods, maybe 2 of those neighborhoods, maybe 3 of those neighborhoods, where you can see what those homes look like in that neighborhood. And if there's any other neighborhood that you are thinking about and I haven't done the video yet, let me know in the comments and I will go and do a tour of that community just for you. Thanks for watching, friends. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sweet.